But Trojan John makes another point I want to give a shout out to. He says, when will Lincoln Riley get props for the job him and his staff are doing? So I've given him props the whole time, guys. Can we collectively give Lincoln Riley all of the props in the world for taking a wretched football team and building something really pretty remarkable?
You know what? Every comment on every chat board and every forum this year is his props, because the only reason we have expectations and the only reason we're nitpicking is because he's doing such a good job. I mean, we're all of a sudden like,
great way to
put it. I have coming into this year to expect blowouts, games over by halftime every week? I mean, that's where my head started to go, and I've had to step back and go, come on. Why do I have those expectations? Exactly because he's doing a great job. Both sides.
I know, guys. Can we reflect on how bad we were last year?
That's what I'm saying. Go back a year ago right now. What did you feel?
We're undefeated right now.
I love having Andy on the show. This is great because he feels what we feel. This is remarkable because you go back.
You're not alone.
To late November, freaking Lincoln Riley has been hitting doubles and triples every month. Just all these guys were getting through the transfer portal. It was just the greatest offseason. And so I look at other programs and you wonder, well, how come Brett Venables couldn't get defensive guys through the transfer portal? I mean, this guy won national championships as the DC at Clemson. What's happening there? So those are questions that have to be asked there. But we are so fortunate here at USC and what he's doing and the staff that he assembled. Sean Nua, defensive line coach, Alex Grinch. Look at 4 of the games, 14, 14, 14, and 17 points given up. That's pretty remarkable. Yes, 14 to Rice, 14 to Washington State, 14 in Corvallis, and 17 to Fresno State. That's pretty remarkable for a team that was supposed to be offensively heavy.
Well, and everybody was saying if we can just get opponents to score 30 or 35 or less, we'll be fine because our offense will score over 40 every game.
Exactly.
Now, that hasn't happened every game, but neither has the 30, 35 by the opponent. So it's still wins, but it's always like they've never made it quite comfortable enough for us to just relax and enjoy it in the bag like way early. You've been nervous enough every game that every game feel like, they just slugged out another one. They toughed it out. It's like, man, I feel like we've been saying that 4 weeks in a row now that they toughed it out. And that's the beauty of it. I think the schedule is really built nicely to where each week it's been a slugfest. Each week's been a little rougher than the week before.
Each week is like, if you couldn't design it better to be like that.
Exactly right.
Each week gives you a new wrinkle, a new thing to be ready for as we get ready down the season. Guys, hey, we've got Brandon from D4 Sports joining us. Brandon, first of all, guys, I want to give a shout out. Brandon, who has been a volunteer coach for Greenville in Tennessee, is now actually officially been brought onto their defensive staff and has helped defensively coach them to the #1 ranked spot in the state of Tennessee. So can we give a huge Voice of College Football shout out to Brandon, D4 Sports, for not only being a huge, phenomenal part of our Voice of College Football community, but helping coach the ฻1 team in the state of Tennessee, and a devout Texas Longhorn. Beautiful job today.
No, thanks. Appreciate that.
Can you tell us the question that we have as the USC community, because we thought that OU DNA was something special that the Oklahoma people had. All we heard was about OU DNA. And now it appears that OU DNA is just really Texas DNA that's been put on your face.
Exactly.
Is that what's going on?
I can't think of a better way to put it there, Tony.
That's what I thought I saw today.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, you guys, this is the USC show, but, you guys look great and continue to evolve every single week. And I know how vital Caleb Williams is to this offense, but Travis Dye, you got to give that man his due. He is
How great was he today? 149 yards.
Yeah, I'm truly a fan of Travis Dye and the way he's running the ball right now. The flash with Caleb Williams, Mario and Jordan Addison and stuff like that. That's great. But this guy is just running like a beast.
Yep. He really is. He's earning those yards. And Brandon, I don't know if you've been following the team, but one of the things that Lincoln Riley's been talking extensively about is the leadership role that Travis Dye has played in bringing the the leadership and the maturity to that team and to the locker room, and really helping this team get where it's going. Up his frag says Travis Dye MVP changed my mind. I'm not changing anybody's mind on that. He was great tonight, and has been phenomenal for the entire team. Travis Dye said something last week. Brandon, I don't know if you heard about this. Travis Dye in the post game said, we played well, but he said we didn't have enough energy tonight, because he said if we bring the energy tonight that we have to the rest of these games, we're not going to win. We need to up our energy, and tonight I think he pretty much willed that energy up sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, at that position, I know he's been in college for a while now, but to bring that, kudos to Lincoln Riley and this coaching staff for bringing him into their system in their first year as a guy that's going to be vocal and step up and be that leader.
He really did. Hey, what'd you think of the defense tonight?
Looking better every week. I mean, every single week that USC defense is surprising me. And, I watch it every single week. You guys got me hooked on watching their games. And I do the preview and review of USC with, Tim and LBC and Tony and everything. So I have a vested interest in it. And it's been a joy to watch the defense evolve every single week.
And if you guys aren't watching, Brandon at D4 Sports, Tim, can you put the link in the chat real quick? Or somebody put the link in the chat. Brandon has an amazing channel that you guys really need to be following. In fact, one of the things that I told him is that we need to get him out there talking to more people, because Brandon calls these games. And again, this guy's coaching the #1 high school team in the state of Tennessee. He knows what he's talking about. And when he's previewed these games, the stuff that he says actually happens. Except for, what do you think of the Notre Dame win tonight? Because that affects USC.
I think that when it comes down to it, USC can outscore Notre Dame 10-1 as far as like offensive skill position, like all across the board. But defensively, they're stout. But I think USC has the edge still. I'm on the USC train.